She's not afraid to be her true weird self. Again, I think as women, like, there is so much policing over what we're allowed to do, how we're allowed to act, what we're allowed to say, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate. And I think a truly happy woman sometimes just throws all those rules out the window and just enjoys her weirdness and just allows it to permeate the building. Okay, have you ever met a woman who is just glowing and she looks so happy and she's throwing her head back laughing and people are so just enthralled by her and attracted to her and she just has this magnetic energy and you just look at her and you're like, girl, what is your secret? I think that is the image of a truly happy woman. And that is what we're going to be talking about in today's video, are the 10 habits of truly happy women. Now, of course, I recognize that happiness is an emotion. It comes and it goes the same way sadness comes and goes, the same way, you know, anger, frustration, euphoria, all of these emotions, they come and go. So to expect to be happy all of the time is a bit unrealistic. However, I do think that there are some ways that we can access the feeling of happiness in order to live a more fulfilled and joyful life as women. If you are new here, hi, my name is Felicia. This is The Feminine Fancy, and I make content on lifestyle, womanhood, and I don't know, just a little bit of everything. So if you're interested, please consider hitting the red subscribe button. And if you're not new, thank you so much for coming back. So let's jump right into this and discuss what I think are the 10 habits of truly happy women. The first is that I think truly happy women, they have so stepped into their feminine power. They recognize the power and the beauty that it is to be a woman, and they're confident in that. They know who they are, they know where they're going, and they lean into their femininity and their feminine side as opposed to trying to hide it away, trying to cover it up. When you see a woman who has that vibrance, who has that magnetism, a lot of times you can tell that she has stepped into her feminine power, right? Like you can tell by how she carries herself, how she speaks, how she engages with other people. And I think that women who are very confident in themselves recognize that there is a beauty and there is a strength in being a woman. And it's the women who acknowledge that and who lean into that who I think really exude that happiness. Next is that they allow their intuition to be their guide. This one is super, super important, you guys. I've talked about intuition so much on this channel because I do think it is so important. I think a woman's intuition is so strong that it can prevent so much for you, and it can also encourage a lot of good things to happen in your life. When you are aligned and listening to your intuition, you'll be able to hear and you'll be able to feel, oh, I don't think that that's the right relationship for me, or I don't think that that's the right job for me, or I do think that I should go down this path. I do think that I should do this instead of doing something else. When you're listening to your intuition, it can prevent a lot of heartache, a lot of issues, but it can also encourage a lot of great things to happen because your body knows, and I can link the video I did on intuition down below, but your body knows what's going on a lot of times before your mind does. Before your brain knows what's going on, your body can sense things. And that feeling, that sensation is your body trying to help you, trying to guide you along this journey called life. When you're listening to that, doors open up. Your world becomes a lot more seamless because you're living in alignment with your intuition and with what your spirit already knows and is trying to show you. I think truly happy women also are not one to follow the crowd. Like she is not one who is so easily swayed by trends, by fads. She's not feeding into comparison. She knows who she is. She's excited about who she is, and she's just on her own path doing her own thing. That's not to say that like some trends aren't fun to jump onto and some, you know, stylistic choices aren't fun to do because other people are doing them. All of that's fine. But I think that the truly happy woman knows that following the crowd is not something that is often going to lead you to your personal true happiness or your true north. Following your intuition and being confident in yourself and what you know is right for you is what will get you to that place of being happy. So again, it's not about like, you know, hating trends or anything like that. Trends are fine, but a truly happy woman can see the trends, see what's going on, and she can also say, that's great, that's fun, I enjoy that, but this is what I'm doing and I'm gonna enjoy what I'm doing. She's not easily peer pressured. She's not easily convinced to do things things that she doesn't want to do. She's not going to do things for clout, do things for likes, or do things that everyone is doing because it's popular. She's on the path of doing what's right for her and what will ultimately lead to her true happiness. A truly happy woman also nurtures her environment. She takes care of her space. She cleans it. She decorates it. I think a lot of times when we look on social media or we see other things in magazines or whatever, and then we look at our current situation, we might say like, oh, well, if I don't have a big house, then there's no point in decorating. But I say to heck with that. Whatever you have, making it beautiful, nurturing it, tending to it, and taking care of it is going to help you feel happier because you're creating a beautiful environment for yourself to live in. The mindset that you'll start to nurture your environment when you have a bigger house or a nicer place, or when you have a view of, you know, Central Park, like all of those things are fine, but nurture your environment now. Take care of what you have now. How can you make your space the most beautiful that it can be? I think a truly happy woman nurtures her space, nurtures her environment, and instead of constantly looking towards wanting something else, she's just focused on making the best and the most of what she has in her present reality. I think truly happy women also nurture their relationships. We've talked about relationships so much on this channel, whether it's romantic relationships or friendships, and that's because relationships are so important. And I think that happy women know this, and they know that in order to feel good, a lot of times you need community, you need people around. You need to be calling your friends, texting your friends, you know, nurturing your relationship with your partner. You can't expect everyone to do the heavy lifting for you. You have to put in some effort when it comes to the relationship that you want to have. Are you expecting other people to always be the ones to text you and invite you out? Are you expecting your partner to always be the one to plan dates and to plan fun outings? A happy woman takes ownership of her relationships, and she knows that she has to put in effort if she expects other people to put in effort as well. One way I like to do this is by sending cards in the mail. We sent out our Christmas cards for the first time this year, and it was just such a treat to have my friends send pictures of the Christmas card and be like, oh my gosh, it's on my fridge, like it's so cute. That meant a lot to me, and that was just one way of nurturing my friendships and keeping everyone in my life connected. The next habit of a truly happy woman is that she forgives herself. We're not perfect. None of us are perfect. None of us are walking around here with all of the answers, but I think that a lot of times we can allow our past mistakes to weigh us down so much that we just can't find joy and happiness in the present. You have to forgive yourself for whatever it is, for whatever mistakes you made, for whatever things that you wish you could do differently. You have to forgive yourself because that moment is gone, it's over, it's done, and now you're here. You've made it. You're probably stronger for it. So you have to forgive the past version of yourself. You have to believe and tell yourself that you made the best decision, or what you thought was the best decision for you at the time with the information that you had. Now you're in a different spot. Now you're a different person. So forgive yourself for that past mistake. Forgive yourself for whatever it is that you're still holding on to, because it's going to be really hard to find true happiness and contentment in the present if you're still holding on to things from the past. And truly happy women also step outside of their comfort zone. This is one that is so difficult for me, but if you watched my 2023 video, I think I talked about this. I talked about how my word for the year is fearless, or maybe I said it on my community tab, I don't remember, but I said that my word for the year is fearless. I want to be fearless and step outside of my comfort zone, because sure, you can live a happy and content life inside of your comfort zone, but imagine the experiences and the fun that you could have if you were more fearless, if you stepped out of your comfort zone a little bit more. It gives you more to talk about, it gives you more life experience, it gives you more empathy because you've seen different things, you know different things. It expands you as a person. So step out of your comfort zone. Is there something that you've always wanted to try but you've been too scared or too nervous to try it? Go for it. Give it a shot. See what happens. See what happens. You literally have nothing to lose. You only have things to gain when you step outside of your comfort zone and you try something new. I think that truly happy women, this is an important one, I think they also have a healthy escape. We often think of escapism as like a bad thing. I think a lot of times we think of it in terms of like drug abuse or like doing things that are detrimental to your body, detrimental to your overall well-being. But what if we started to shift that thinking and thought about escapism as a positive thing? What if we acknowledged that sometimes we do need a bit of an escape? We do need to feel something different and to see something different other than just our environment. I think truly happy women acknowledge that they need some sort of escape, whether that is through reading books or through creating art or through traveling. What is your healthy escape going to be? I know that mine is definitely staycations. You guys know I don't like to get on planes, so I'm not someone who's gonna be jet setting off here, there, and everywhere. In any given month, but I love a drive up the coast. I love staying at a little seaside cottage and just smelling the ocean air, seeing new things, being around different people and experiencing that. That is my healthy escape. It doesn't hurt anyone besides maybe like my bank account. It's a healthy way for me to get out of the monotony that sometimes life can be. Life can be monotonous. Like it just can be. And I don't think that we should constantly be trying to keep our lives like we're juggling. But I do think that sometimes we do need an escape. We do need to see something different, and having a healthy escape, I think, is a key to keeping our sanity and having an overall sense of happiness. Europeans have it right. They go on the train to all the countries every weekend, it seems like. So we need to take a page out of their book, or I need to take a page out of their book. On that same token, I think that truly happy women also have a healthy relationship to freedom. This is a big one because I think as women, we find so much of our identity in other people and in serving other people, right? Like serving our husband or our spouses, our partners, our kids, you know, our family members. Like I think that as women, there's a lot of feeling stuck and there's a lot of feeling trapped. And it's really important to find a balance between being able to do those things, you know, serve the people around you if that's what brings you joy, but also to have a sense of autonomy and a sense of freedom. What is your relationship to freedom? How do you find freedom in your life? Where do you find freedom in your life? This has been an ongoing discussion between me and my therapist because I have struggled to find a healthy balance between desiring complete freedom and desiring complete connectedness. I think a happy woman has a healthy balance between the two. She has a healthy balance between that connected and stable, secure side to herself and the relationship to her autonomy, to her freedom, to the ability to do things on her own. And finally, I think this is the most important one. I think a truly happy woman is not afraid to be weird. She is not afraid to just be herself, to be unique, to be witty, to be clever, to maybe make off-color jokes sometimes. She's not afraid to be her true weird self. Again, I think as women, like, there is so much policing over what we're allowed to do, how we're allowed to act, what we're allowed to say, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate. And I think a truly happy woman sometimes just throws all those rules out the window and just enjoys her weirdness and just allows it to permeate the building, to be in the space and truly be her weird self. I think all of us women need to just be open and honest about how weird we actually are. Women are so versatile, we are so funny, we're so clever, we are just interesting beings, and I think that really happy women are confident in their weirdness and they accept it and they lean into it, and I think that that's something that we can definitely learn from. All right, friends, that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you think are some habits of truly happy women. I'd love to hear about it. You can find me on Instagram. Give me a follow over there at _thefemininefancy_, and you can find me on my blog at thefemininefancy.com. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.